Yo. Make sure you hit the like button. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to the freedom marchers, freedom lovers, freedom family, freedom fighters in the building. Snapzilla Gorilla hitting y'all with another morning paper to get your day started right. You know what I'm saying? Get you guys to, possibly think critically and look at what's really going on, because it's some wild shit. Wild shit. Donald Trump. Let me tell y'all something, man. Donald Trump is a character, y'all. Donald Trump is a character, and he is not hiding the true agenda. Let me tell y'all something, man. And I'm not in regards to this sending the troops out onto the streets into these particular cities, the soft martial law, talking about invoking the Insurrection Act. I'm not even just talking about that. I'm talking about something else as well that I'm going to have to do a whole nother live stream on. This dude is out of his fucking mind. Yo, Donald Trump is out of his mind. And the people that support him and voted for him, that love him so much, y'all, listen, y'all got some explaining to do. Y'all got to get your shit together, man, because this shit is out of control. Out of control. And it's bad enough that he's, having troops run around into these neighborhoods, right? Provoking people, agitating people, and when they lash out, we want to look at them like they the problem, right? Yes, there's a lot of things involved, right? We're talking about immigration. We're talking about deportations and all these different things. Cleaning up the streets, right? This is what he's doing these things for, right? This is what he's doing these things for. You know, we justify it. Oh, well, he's getting these illegal immigrants out. He's getting these criminals out. He's cleaning up the streets. But what he's really doing is he's basically initiating martial law in these different cities. And it's not just affecting criminals. It's not just affecting illegal immigrants or violent people. No, there are people out there that they don't want to see that shit. They don't want to see troops marching up and down the streets, roughing people up and doing all these different things. They don't want to see that. What they want to see, and they don't really know this. See, most people just want to be left the fuck alone. They don't want jackbooted Gestapo running up and down the neighborhood trying to intimidate. They don't really want that, right? They think they want it. They think they want government in their life. They think they want government to keep them safe, but they really don't want to do that. They really don't want that, right? We have these protests, right? Because you really think the government cares, and that if you protest heed and they're going to try to do better for you. No. What they do is they put police officers, militarized police, in many cases, they put them in front of you with riot gear and shields, and they're staring down at you. They're looking at you like you guys are the enemy. Understand that. What these protests do is put you in the line of fire with these militarized police. And now, not active duty, but, federalized National Guards people, right? They put them in front of you in their riot gear, in their helmets, in their full battle rattle, right? And they are dictating to you how you're supposed to behave in this manner. You're supposed to behave in that manner. You're not supposed to be protesting deportations. You're not supposed to be having clashes with ICE, because ICE is there to clean up the streets. The military is there to clean up the streets. This is what they're trying to convince you of. Black Spring with Autumn in the building. Salute to you, Queen. Well, that's why they're on the streets. That's why they put these people in front of you. People who are no better than you, they just so happen to be in uniform. People that swear an oath to defend the Constitution against all many enemies, foreign and domestic. But their leaders and the people that give them the orders have convinced them that you're the enemy. When they march out on these streets, it's not just the immigrants. It's not just it's not just violent people. It's not just gangs. It's not just these types of individuals. No. Anybody that has a problem with them being on the streets is the enemy. You are the enemy when they send these people to your neighborhoods and your streets to clean up your neighborhood, to clean up your area, to get the people out that shouldn't be there, the illegal immigrants or whatever the case may be. Children, right? There might be children that they consider to be illegals. They're handcuffing children and kidnapping them, throwing them into the back of squad cars and whatnot. This is what they're doing. And they're doing this on purpose because they know it's going to aggravate. They know it's going to agitate. They know it's going to provoke. It's going to create these clashes that they want to justify even more militarization, even more martial law. Now they're talking about the Insurrection Act. He's talking about invoking the Insurrection Act so that he can declare people to be insurrectionists that just want to be left the fuck alone. People, for the most part, just want to be left alone. They don't want to see that shit. Right? So he's talking about the Insurrection Act. Oh, well, I can do the Insurrection Act. We can do this and we can do that. This is the problem, right? You send these people these uniformed, these militarized units to your own streets to clean this up, clean that up. To you send ICE to different locations. People don't like ICE because they feel like, oh well, there are peaceful immigrants that aren't bothering anybody. You guys are snatching up people that aren't even committing crimes at the time, snatching them up, snatching up children, and doing these different things. And people, right? The citizens in those areas, right, especially in the leftist areas, understand that if you go back to when they started making these sanctuary cities, they set every one of those cities up for failure, the people in those cities, because they know, well, if we make our city a sanctuary city, we have all these leftists, right? We have all these liberals and all these different things, and we know that we won't get any pushback from them. So that when the day comes, when ICE comes to snatch all these people up, we know that they're going to have a problem. They set y'all up for failure when they did that. Yep. And they know that you guys are going to push back. They know that you're going to clash with ICE. They know these things. And they know that it can create a problem. ICE is the GOAT. Someone says bullshit. What's bullshit? Yeah, sure. ICE, baby. Yeah, y'all love ICE. Y'all love that they're going into these cities, rounding people up, and to get them out of here. Just Spark, salute to you, bro. Sure. Yes, that's what you want. Right? ICE is doing their job. They're deporting people. They're snatching people up that shouldn't be here. And they're getting them out of here. Right? Now, understand that I'm not justifying, right, people coming over here so-called illegally, right? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because, you think that they're non-violent. You think they're not really criminals. You think they're just coming over here to make a living for themselves, to live the American dream, right? The problem that I have is when they did come over here, they took our taxpayer dollars and they funneled not all our wealth. They funneled our wealth to these people. They extracted from us to give to them. And they're not even doing that for their own people, for the homeless veterans, for the homeless citizens. We have people that are already here that are suffering, that are American citizens, and they don't get the leg up that these people get when they come over. That's the problem I have with it. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, this is what ICE is supposed to be doing. But, and yes, you do have people that believe that, well, these good innocent immigrants, these good innocent people, they're over here. They may not have gone through a point of entry, but they're not violent. They're just working. They're just doing this. They're doing jobs you don't want to do. And they have a problem. They're clashing with ICE, right? Which that's a whole nother problem. Because what we have to face is whether you agree with Donald Trump doing these things or not. If you don't think this won't be used against you when the next administration comes in, you are sadly mistaken. If you are a right-wing conservative and you agree with Donald Trump federalizing National Guard and using them to basically go into cities and intimidate their own citizens, if you don't think that won't happen to you, you are sadly mistaken. Because you're allowing this to happen. You're not giving any pushback because you agree with what they're doing. Because they're doing it where? They're doing it in Democrat cities. They're doing it in cities where it's ran by Democrats or a bunch of liberals are running around. Yeah, get those liberals. Yeah, you think it's a good thing now. Sure. You applaud it. You think it's great. Ice Ice Baby, right? But they're not just using ICE. They're not just going after immigrants. They are taking it a step further. They are going into these high crime cities to clean it up, right? To do these different things. And they are targeting certain groups of people. But don't think they won't target your ass when it's your turn. I don't want to hear shit. Someone says, oh, well. Yes, because you don't think it would ever happen to you. What proof do I have of what? What proof do I have? What proof do I have of what? What kind of question is that? Deny the law. Obey the law. Obey what law? Man-made laws? What laws are you referring to? Because y'all don't have that same energy when Donald Trump disobeys laws. Right? I think he just blew up his 5th boat in the Caribbean. Right? He's using military warships. He shot down another boat, a 5th one. Killed 6 people. Those 6 people in that boat did not have due process. Right? They were not proven to be drug runners in the court of law, but because it's in international waters, he thinks just go around blowing shit up. And y'all, of course, y'all justify it because, well, he's just stopping the drugs from coming into the country. He's saving the country. What proof do you have that these boats have drugs on them? And so what if they did have drugs? What if they had drugs on those boats? What proof do you have that that boat was coming to the United States? You don't have any because guess what? They blew the boat up in international waters. In what they call the United States area of responsibility. Tell me, what proof do you have that there were drugs on that boat? Donald Trump is committing disobeying laws right now. He's disobeying international law. J.D. Vance will tell you he's not, but he is. He absolutely is. You can't just go around blowing shit up in international waters without proving there's a justification behind it. Who is that? Is that Marcy T? Salute, Tanya D. And I think, by the way, salute to Marcy T that came in the building earlier. Salute to the Queen, Marcy T. Help me understand. What proof do we have? Does Donald Trump has Trump given you that they have blown up that there were drugs on that boat, and if there were drugs on that boat, that they were coming to the United States? And don't forget, I told y'all that the Colombian president said that the one boat belonged to to his citizens. Help me understand it. The military has proof. How do you know that? How do you know the military has proof that there were drugs on that boat? Nick James says idioy. What's an idioy? What's an idioy? But they were faxed over a bad connection. Uncle Don can do whatever he wants. He's the man. Why you want to defend drug smugglers? You know how y'all sound? Y'all sound crazy as hell. Uncle Don can do whatever he wants. He's not your motherfucking uncle. See, this is what y'all do, right? Y'all try to relate yourself to Donald Trump. He ain't your fucking uncle. He don't know you from Adam. He wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. What are you talking about? Your uncle. I have no proof of what? What do I not have proof of? Help me understand it. Y'all think Donald Trump is your uncle. Y'all think he your daddy. Some of y'all think he's your baby daddy, and y'all are men. Y'all think y'all can get pregnant by Donald Trump. Y'all want to get pregnant by Donald Trump. And this is the problem. You have no proof. No proof of what? How do you know they don't? That's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to prove that they don't have drugs. That's not my responsibility. The burden of proof is on the individual, on the accuser, not on me. Knock it off. Susie Q, salute to you, Queen. She says the rules don't apply to them. No, they don't. And that's what you guys fail to understand, because guess what? Donald Trump is not going to go to bat for you. No, he's not going to stand. He's not going to do shit for your ass. No, he ain't going to do nothing. He ain't going to ride for you like y'all ride for him. Because you guys see these, y'all got life fucked up. Y'all think y'all special. Y'all think y'all are immune. Y'all think y'all are, you're not special because you're conservative and you agree with what he's doing. You agree with him violating. You guys agree with it because it's not happening to you. It's happening to someone else. You suffer from optimism bias, where you don't think it can happen to you, so you're okay with it. No, it can and will happen to you. Put the right person in Donald Trump's place, a commander-in-chief who's a liberal. Oh yeah, they'll do it to you. Yeah. When they start with the gun control, which obviously Donald Trump agrees with gun control, and his DOJ is running around talking about the NFA is constitutional when we know it's not. See, when it comes to be your turn and they start ramping up the gun control and they try to come get your guns, they're going to do the same shit to your asses. But don't say, hey, don't come to me after that. Because if it's okay to do it now, in the name of getting immigrants out of here, someone says Kamala's my mom. No, she's not. See now y'all think I'm a liberal camel toe Harris supporter because I'm criticizing Donald Trump. See, this is how y'all think. And this is why you stay stuck on stupid. This is why you stuck on stupid. This is why you're stuck on stupid. Because you're caught up in the left-right bullshit. You guys are caught up. Yeah, you caught up. He took your food stamps. No, he didn't. But don't forget who gets the most food stamps. White women get the most food stamps. Willie D? No, I don't watch Willie D or Joy Reid. See, this is where y'all get shit fucked up. This is why we can't get nowhere. Soft martial law, what's that? What he's doing in Portland, what he's trying to do in Chicago and other cities. Flooding the streets with troops. But he's doing it in the name of cleaning up these cities. But guess what? That's not the right way to do it. If you really want to make the city safe, there is a way you can do it. There is a way. You don't have to send the troops into cities like that to clean them up. There are certain ways you can do it. Fake ass justice warrior says, Dominic, you're an idiot. Fake ass justice warrior, you a clown. Because this is what y'all do. Fake ass justice warrior. Okay. Meanwhile, you ain't doing shit either. Fake ass justice warrior. Let's all be glad this guy isn't president. I would never want to be a president. Ever. See, y'all believe in that shit. Y'all believe in that. So, this is what we got going on. Right? We got American troops running around in American cities, and you guys are okay with it because Donald Trump is doing it, and because it's happening in certain areas where y'all don't like the people. Okay. I don't know. I don't even know who Brandon Johnson is. You're out here making claims that there's no proof, but you're not better. All you're doing is spitting out lies. What lies am I spitting out? Mobster 3113. Help me understand. What lies am I spitting out? Donald Trump's Department of War blew up another boat that they said had no drugs in it, that had drugs in it, but have no proof. They have provided you with no proof at all whatsoever. They just told you just need to believe us because our intelligence says so. And they will never be able to prove it. Why? Because they blew the fucking boat up. But they don't care. They don't care to try to prove it. The proof is blown up. More projection. Projection of what? You know what projection is? Who did 9/11? That's a whole nother ball of wax. What were the boats doing? Minding their own fucking business. What? It's not your fucking business what they were doing. It's not your business. Just like if you go to the lake down the road, if you have a lake and you see people on a fucking boat, it's none of your business what they doing on a boat. It's none of your fucking business. What? What were they doing on the boats then? Minding their own fucking business? Cynthia says, last term with Trump, I tried to tell my friends who voted for him. One, he wants to be a dictator and would enforce martial law. He's doing it now. Yes. But it's okay because it's Donald Trump. He speaks to these people because of their psychosis, right? He tells you what you want to hear. He's brash. He's an asshole, so therefore you think he's honest. Oh, well, Donald Trump will talk shit to anyone. He'll call anyone out. So that's my kind of guy, right? But look at his actions. What are his actions, you guys? Look at his actions. Mr. I like take the guns first, due process second. Bump stock ban Donald Trump. Yeah, he did that. He did those things. His Department of Justice, well, you can't tell if they pro Second Amendment or not, because one minute they're talking out the side of their ass, talking about they're going to protect the Second Amendment, and the next minute they're talking about the NFA is constitutional. Right? Said his Department of Justice said they wouldn't pursue any further action against those trying to protect the Second Amendment, but what are they doing right now? My psychosis is showing. Okay. The boats were trying to access the U.S. illegally. How do you know this? They blew them up in international waters. You have no idea what they were trying to do. Veteran here, they were on the smuggling lane. They did hot tail back and did not divert from its course heading toward. So what? Smuggling lane? What is a smuggling lane? Okay, so help me understand this, because you guys are conservatives and shit. And so God created the heavens and the earth, right? So let's say, and so what if I don't give a fuck if you're a veteran. I'm a veteran. What does that mean? If you're a veteran and you're automatically imbued with the knowledge of smuggling lanes, get the fuck out of here. No one cares. Don't care if you're a veteran. What does that? That means nothing. So, with your logic, it's a smuggling lane. So when God created the heavens and the earth, the sun, the moons, and the stars, he etched out specific routes that are drug lanes. That's what happened. God said, I hereby bestow this strip of water to be a smuggling lane. What are you talking about? So God created an ocean. God created an ocean. He did all these things. And he designated parts of the ocean as smuggling lanes. Is that what you're telling me? So if you enter into that smuggling lane, let's say you're not a drug smuggler, and you let's say you are a fisherman and you're in a boat. If you happen to stumble across and go into that smuggling lane, do drugs automatically appear in your boat? What the fuck are you talking about? You guys got to use more common sense than this. You got mad issues, guy. Cope. You don't even know what these words mean. You guys are just saying words that you heard your favorite motherfucker say. Someone says, man, you sound dumb. Make sure you hit the like button on my dumb ass, right? Smuggling lanes are lanes that are constantly used to smuggle, okay? Y'all can, I'm an idiocracy. I don't give a hot fuck if they're consistently used for smuggling. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care. You don't have a right to tell me where I can't take my motherfucking boat. I don't give a fuck about no hot damn smuggling lane. Are you crazy? So if you take a boat into a smuggling lane, you automatically become a military target? Is that what you're telling me? And if you tell me to do something on my own boat and I don't want to do it, you're going to shoot. That's what you guys are okay with that. See, wow. See, this is why I say. This is why I always say that a tyrant cannot commit tyranny without the consent of the people that are being tyrannized. Yes. Because you want to justify Donald Trump using the Department of War, using warships to blow up tiny little boats just because they are in a smuggling lane. Something is wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. And I'm glad I got all these people, all these Trump supporters, all these Trump ball lickers. Yeah, you guys lick Donald Trump's tank from the back because you can't think for yourself. I don't give a fuck if tyrannize is a word or not. What am I lying about? Someone says the ratio looks good. That's because you're a hater. See, you guys don't want to like unless someone tells you exactly what you want to hear. I'm not here for that. You insult because you have no true argument. Yes, I do. You guys just don't like it. You don't agree with it. So, I do have an argument. My argument is, if you're okay with Donald Trump using warships to blow up tiny boats just because they end up in a smuggling lane and because they tell you they have drugs on them, but they blow the whole goddamn boat up and blow up all the fucking evidence of any drug smuggling, you guys are okay with that. That means that you're the problem, right? You're the problem. You are okay with Donald Trump sending troops out onto the American streets for whatever purpose. You guys are okay with that because Donald Trump, that's the argument. I do have an argument. You're the type of guy that still wants a war with Hamas. What type of guy is that? I love it. Man, I triggered you Trump lovers, didn't I? Why wouldn't you support that? Why would you want more crime? What crime are you referring to? Why would I want what? Are you talking about the smuggling or what Donald Trump is doing in the cities? Because there is a way that you can deal with that. But see, Donald Trump's first instinct is not to do that is to do something else. Because, see, I have solutions, right? I have solutions, but see, the only solutions you guys want come from your government controllers because you can't think for yourself. Someone says, I want you guys to pay attention to how you guys operate. This Gen X RP 1977 says, yep, we okay. Sorry, you're a moron. You can't even use proper spelling when you're trying to insult somebody. It's wild. That just shows the type of people you are. What's my solution? Empower the people that live within those cities. Empower them. Yeah, that's what you do. Right? First and foremost, you remove every constraint against them being able to defend themselves by any means necessary. So that means remove all the gun control. Right? Allow the citizens, the law-abiding, non-criminal element within the cities, because they do exist. And they do have a problem with the gang violence and the immigrant violence. They have a problem with it. But see, you don't empower them. What you allow to happen is you allow these Democrats to create all these so that the people can't empower themselves. Yeah, you make them go through the process of, let's say in Chicago, you got to get an FOID. In California, Governor Nuisance just signed a law outlawing certain types of weapons, basically Glocks, new generation Glocks. Why? That's not empowering the people. No, you remove that shit. You get that shit out of there. You allow people to arm up and defend themselves and defend their communities by any means necessary. That's how the fuck you do that. Because you guys are always talking about, oh, stop relying on the government and government handouts and all this bullshit, right? You want people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Empower the people. Yes. Allow the people to empower themselves, arm up, and if they want to form patrols and go around in their own neighborhood and show that they will not be intimidated by the criminal element who don't give a hot damn about those gun control laws, they don't even care that there's the law against murder. They'll still kill somebody. You think they give a fuck about a gun law? Someone says that's ignorant to say. What's ignorant about it? Exactly. The government controls the drug trade. Exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Kelvin Black, salute to you. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lose. Hey, I want people to see these comments. Yes, I can't with the left-right politics either. And that's why we're in this quagmire, right? That's why we are in this quagmire. So Donald Trump is allowing these Democrats to create these gun laws. He's not interested in empowering the people. He's not interested in using his executive power to remove these unconstitutional gun laws and allow people to arm up. So that's what you do. Because when the troops leave, because they're going to have to leave eventually, right? They can't stay there. Yeah, you're going to clean up the city for a minute. People going to calm down. The gang element and the criminal element, yeah, they're going to go to ground for a little bit. But as soon as the motherfuckers leave, guess what? They're going to get right back to it. And the people, well, they're not going to be able to empower themselves because these gun laws and they're law-abiding. Yeah, these law-abiding, regular-ass citizens, they're not going to they're not going to be able to do anything. But no, you got the criminal element running around with these switches on their guns, and they don't give a fuck. And this is what we're talking about. Why can't I attack an argument? Go for the grammar. What argument? There is no argument. The improper grammar I pointed out in that sentence, the sentence that was in, there was no argument there. There was no argument there. Oh, really? Then cut off EBT. Yeah, a lot of white people will suffer if they do that. Because I see what you're getting at. So you want a team of Batman. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. What I want is for people to be empowered. Individual people. Because the first line of defense for any individual is that individual. Period. An armed society is a polite society. I truly believe that. So, remove all this bullshit and allow people and encourage them and train them to use the tools that necessary to defend themselves against individuals that have their own tools, right? Show that, listen, you ain't just gonna run through here and do what you want. Yeah. Allow the people to, what? Yes, you allow the people to empower themselves and to be able to defend themselves. Yes, that's what you do. Yeah. And then encourage people to get training, put on some training, right? It's simple. But they don't want to do that because they don't have any interest.
Maybe Federal Express said FedEx. Maybe Federal Express.
You don't have
all your messages.
I know I'm speaking a lot of truth. I appreciate that though. Chris Lucas, the Protestant view. Are you talking about Trump or Gavin? And all of them are the same. They all can go fly a kite. In my view. I know, right? Exactly, Christy Miller. Both sides are not for the people. Why are the ladies more? I don't understand this. The ladies in the building have a better understanding than y'all do. What's up with that? Y'all rather follow behind a man and do whatever a man want to do. That's what y'all... It's crazy. Super magnetic man says solution, courage against bullies. Yes. My son is going to school. Unfortunately. Because my wife is starting a career and, it is what it is. But somebody messing with him, I've trained them. Right? I train them to, certain things, I've put him through training, to be able to defend himself. And some dude was testing him and he didn't want to put his hands back on him because he didn't want to get in trouble. Right? Because he might get in trouble, right? Somebody put their hands on you and you mop the floor with him, you're more likely to go to detention or get suspended than the other guy. Because, he put his hands on you first, but you finished. And that's what they see. They see is recency bias. They see that, okay, yeah, I see you put him on his ass. It looks like you need to get in trouble. And they both might end up getting in trouble once, there's a conversation and you start to ask questions. I told him, yeah, you got to. Don't let people put their hands on you or talk crazy. You gotta give it right back to them. So I support crime. What gave you that impression? Where'd you get that from? Anyway, so I told my side, look, this guy, he's supposed to be your friend. He should not be treating you like that. And if he does, give it right back to him. And if he can't take it, that's not your friend. So if you talk shit to me and I talk shit back to you and you start getting sensitive, I don't want to hear the shit. You put your hands on me and I elbow you in the jaw. Don't get mad at me. You put your hands on me. So anyway, he handled his business, because the dude was a little asshole And my son's not an asshole, right? My younger son is an asshole, but my oldest son, he's not an asshole. He a cool dude, laid back. He don't bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when he did do something to, when he did what he was supposed to do, yeah, the dude was acting right. My son didn't get in trouble because there were no teachers around, but yeah, he handled his business, and the dude stopped messing with him, right? And this is what you have to do. I didn't tell my son to go tell the teacher, because when you become a grown-ass man, there's not going to be a teacher around to protect you that you can run to. No, you have to be able to do that for yourself. But see, you're not supposed to tell your son to put his hands back on the other guy or talk shit back to the other guy. You're supposed to tell him, no, be the bigger person. No, go tell somebody. No, we ain't got time for that shit. Fortunately, my son, like I said, no one was around. No one was around but other kids. And he was able to get it cracking with minimal damage. It was very minimal. I showed him a little trick, right? Because the way the dude asked him for something, and he didn't want to give it to him. So, very minimal damage. I showed him how to make sure, when he hits the ground, his head don't hit the ground. I showed him how to make sure that doesn't happen. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, the teacher ain't gonna do shit, but put both of them on attention. So anyway, oh, you want Trump in Canada? Go ahead, take him. Anyway, I thought Trump tried to take y'all, but y'all didn't want that. Y'all gave, I thought, didn't Trump try to make y'all a state? Anyway, it is what it is. There's not going to be a teacher, just like right now, y'all. Right now, in those inner cities or whatever Donald Trump is sending the troops to. Listen, that's not the proper way to do it. If you want to clean up those streets, you have to allow the people to take responsibility for their own communities and clean the shit up them damn selves. And you will be a last resort. Because, guess what? Who has more interest in their own communities than the people within their own community? You have to be able to defend yourself by any means necessary. You need the proper tools that are equal to or greater than the person that's terrorizing you or bullying you. Yeah, you need better tools. So, if Donald Trump was really about that life, he would use his executive power to eradicate every single gun law across the nation, state and federal. Damian Green says the people in the communities are happy now. They love Trump is helping them. Like I said, this may be true in some cases. This may be true. But until I see a survey that determines that, I'm not rocking with that. So show me a survey or something that shows that the people are happy with Donald Trump and what he's doing. Until I see that, I ain't rocking with it. Anyway, and you can send that to freedomsmarch80@gmail.com. I will accept any information. You show me a survey, not just a few interviews where people are talking about it. Show me a survey, and I will look at that. Until then, I'm not rocking with what you're talking about. Anyways, when those troops leave, what happens then? There's still going to be gun control laws. They're not going to be able to use their firearms to protect themselves. They're not going to be able to open or conceal carry. They're not going to be able to defend themselves by any means necessary. Once the troops leave, they have to leave at some point. See, they're not removing all the criminals from the city. No, like I told you, they're going to calm down for a little bit. They're going to get some of them. They're going to lock some of them up, and some of them going to go to ground, and they'll never be found. No, Trump did not win a Nobel Peace Prize. Are you guys lying in my chat? I know. Are you saying Donald Trump won the Nobel Peace Prize? Because a whole different Zionist, some chick, forgot her name, some chick, an Italian chick or something, won the Nobel Peace. I know you're not trying to tell me that Trump won the Nobel Peace Prize, because he did not. Bro guys always talking shit. Hey man, Emmanuel, you ain't got to tell us about, hey, you can keep that to yourself. Sometimes people get broke, Emmanuel. The fact that you're broke right now, I mean, I get it. It is what it is. You don't have to put yourself out there like that. Well, yes, of course they're going to mistreat the Chicagoans. They don't listen. When the troops go to where they're going to, when they are deployed, you are the enemy where they're going. Now it's just a matter of rules of engagement. Good morning, Jacqueline. Gotta still like Democrats, sure. Vote blue no matter who, which is crazy. Oh, she's Venezuelan? Oh, that's right, she is Venezuelan. It sounded like she had an Italian last name. Yes, that's right. The opposition. Yes, you're right. Somebody, something. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. I thought it sounded like she had an Italian last name. That's right. I now remember that she is the opposition of Maduro. She absolutely is. I remember that now. Yes. Donald Trump didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. Just so y'all know. And what's crazy to me is that this man, which I'm going to do a whole separate live stream on so you guys can come back and, be angry again, is talking about some MAGA Trump or Trump Gaza. Y'all, the story writes itself. It writes itself. He's been nominated. Yeah, but he ain't won nothing. Yes, the Italians did. Yes, Italians did migrate. So she might be of Italian descent. Yes. They go all over the place. Grape and pillage and do all the things. Yes. The topic today is Donald Trump sending troops into, United States cities and people being okay with it because of Donald Trump. And him talking about invoking the Insurrection Act, which would be a problem, right? It would be a problem, y'all. And the reason is, you guys don't see it right now because he's using it against, people y'all don't like. But when the next president, who may well be a Democrat or a liberal, might use it against you for whatever reason they want to decide. What's wrong with that act? Well, what's wrong with it is how they use it, right? Right? How they abuse their powers. What are they doing? They are being used to, in some cases, back up ICE or clean up violent streets and whatnot. What's the X on the hat? Malcolm X. That's what it's for. $20 billion bailout in Argentina. Hey man, that's your man's. Hey Donald Trump, that's your man's. Sending money to Argentina for what reason? I have no idea. I haven't looked into that yet. I don't know why they're getting $20 billion. I have no idea. But that's your boys. That's your man's. Donald Trump's your man, sending more of our money to other countries. Why not? Yeah. Malcolm X hated liberals. Well, yeah. He spoke out highly against. He was very vocal against liberals. Yes, he was. White liberals in general, specifically. Someone said I'm lying again. Okay, why not? What am I lying about? GPYC2IT. Don't write anything else until you tell me what I'm lying about. If you don't tell me, I'm going to get you out of here. That's how we're going to do this from now on. $20 billion in Argentina for your health care. Some mega donors asked for Argentina's bailout due to investments they have in the country going under. Well, you know that. Hey, corporate welfare. What did I tell y'all? Thank you for that information, full dad mode. I appreciate you. We know better. Okay, I told you not to write anything else until you tell me what I'm lying about. So now I got to get you out of here. Yeah. Yeah. This guy's running moonshine. I can smell it through the phone. Absolutely. Anyway, so I got to look into it. Somebody said that they're bailing out corporations in Argentina or something like. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Corporate welfare. Corporate welfare. You talk about government handouts, right? Oh, don't ask for government handouts. Don't ask for. This is a common talking point for conservative, especially hypocritical conservative politicians who gets handouts from the government. Guess what? These corporations, the banks, the special interest groups, but not really them, because that's a whole different thing, right? But these corporations, when they get these bailouts, they get government handouts. They are corporate welfare recipients. But it's okay for them to be corporate welfare recipients, right? Yeah, these CEOs and executive officers in these corporations, they get bailouts and they get millions of dollars in bonuses. And y'all are okay with that? You're okay with it because Donald Trump did it this time. But when Barack Obama bailed out the banks, instead of bailing out the tax-paying people that were losing their homes, y'all didn't like that. When Donald Trump bailed out the airlines in the movie theaters during the pandemic and gave us what, $1,400 and $600? Remember that? $6.2 trillion. And then Operation Warp Speed. Didn't Pfizer and Moderna make a killing during the pandemic? Only for their product to be linked to cancer. Positively linked to cancer. Yeah, you can. I've talked about that. And that was because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump paid Big Pharma. Donald Trump bailed out the airlines. He bailed out the movie theater companies. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of small businesses permanently put out of business, permanently shut down because of the lockdowns, because of the quarantines and all that bullshit. It's not no, bailing out banks, bailing out corporations with taxpayer money is not capitalism. That is socialism. That's socialism. Yeah, you got life fucked up. Yeah, that's not capitalism. Yeah. That's not capitalism at all. What you talking about? That's socialism. The socialism y'all hate so much. Y'all don't even know what capitalism is. Someone says I sound like Obama. Meanwhile, I was just talking shit about Obama bailing out the banks. Something's wrong with you people. But I love it. I need to detox. No, I don't. Nope. Y'all need to detox. Y'all need to detox because y'all done swallowed way too much of this man's man milk. What is capitalism? The free market. Without interference and without influence from a ruling class. That's what it is. You want my stereo? I bought it for $100. You mean my voice sounds like Obama? Knock it off. You want my stereo? I bought it for $100. Give me $150. And you can have my stereo. That's capitalism. I just made $50 off a mutually consensual and beneficial transaction. No taxation, No one came up to me and said, hey, man, you just made $150 off of this. Give me 20%. That's, yeah. Doesn't matter if it's used. It doesn't matter if it's used or not. You charge what you think it's worth and you pay what you think it's worth. And then y'all negotiate, you come up with an agreement. There's probably a whole lot of bots, yes. Someone says that's corporatism. Corporatism and capitalism are not mutually exclusive. Neither is socialism and corporatism. You won't capitalize. Okay, whatever you say. I believe in anarcho-capitalism, right? I buy what I want, you sell what you want, without coercion, that's negotiating. Tell me, listen. Tell me y'all, you can't be this dense. No, I'm you trolling. You trolling. Sean Juan, you trolling. You trolling. If bots call them out, but made sure no slander individual free speech. Nah, I set a price. You come buy it. Not negotiation. I don't even know what y'all arguing, right? I don't even know what you're arguing against, because right now y'all done lost the plot. Anyway, the bottom line is, and guess what? Donald Trump, every time he blows up a tiny boat, every time he puts boots on the streets, it's costing us money as well. Well, let's put that money to better use, right? Okay, you want to spend the people's money to help the people in the inner cities out? All right, get every household, every grown man, or every able-bodied individual in that household, get them an AR-15 or get them a rifle to be able to protect themselves. Yes. Yes, protection costs money. So let the people use their own taxpayer money that you're spending on bullshit. Well, divert those funds to the people, get them some ammunition, some body armor, and some rifles, and allow them to go and patrol their own streets. Hold on, guys. Allow them to empower themselves. Yeah. If they want to form patrols or, let them do that. That only works in red states that allow guns. That's what I'm saying. That's why you have to remove the gun laws. And then you have to train, right? Because these people, their states or their cities have so weakened them, right? They have to go through training. So training, firearms, ammunition, you know what I'm saying? Empower them. Empower them. I don't care what you call it, vigilantism. I don't care about none of that. Vigilantism. So what? Don't you have a right to defend yourself? You call it vigilantism, but don't we have a Second Amendment that says that we can form a militia, that we can form militias for the security of a free state? What are you talking about? Vigilantism. See, y'all have selective freedom, selective rights. That's what y'all believe in, selective rights. You're very inconsistent. So go get a job then. No, I don't need to go get a job. Your mama takes good care of me. Every time I give her these long strokes, I get at least $200-300 for each stroke. So don't worry about it. No one is stopping you from defending yourself. But when the government puts these prohibitions in place, firearm prohibitions, ammunition prohibition, magazine size prohibitions, and people believe that, well, if I disobey this law, I'll get in trouble, it makes it kind of difficult. So You remove those constraints and then let the people know, look, no, don't worry about gun laws no more. No. Now you need to worry about arming yourself, training, and that's what you need to worry about. Don't worry about no goddamn gun law. Militia against who? It doesn't matter. Any enemy, foreign and domestic. Point blank and period. A militia against who? Whoever may transgress against you. Whoever may try to commit violence against you. That's who the militia is for. It doesn't matter. What do I mean by y'all? If the shoe fits, wear it. That's what I mean by y'all. What are you talking about? A militia, form a militia to protect your community. It doesn't matter who the enemy is. Whoever will transgress against you, whoever will violate your rights and your safety and your security, that is who the militia is for. Salute the convos with Cam. You sent the super chat? Oh, you need to get a refund. It's not showing up. Queen Sister Camera, I appreciate you. Oh, no, I didn't receive it. No, I didn't get no super chat, Queen. Queen Convo, no. I'm looking at. No, they didn't. You need to go ahead and get a refund, mama. I don't know what they doing. That's some nonsense. I have to call YouTube then. How much was it for, Queen? If you don't mind me asking. So I can find out what's going on. Because if it went through on your end, it didn't come through on my end. So I need to be able to matter of fact, convos with Cam. Can you screenshot that and email it to $10? Oh, they done snatched $10 from you, huh? Oh yeah. Take a screenshot and email me at freedomsmarch80@gmail.com so I can holla at YouTube about that. Someone said scam. Scam what? What scam? YouTube is a scam? Yeah, they took my queen sister's $10 from her, right? No concealed carry permit needed here either. And the castle doctrine is amazing. Yeah. Don't come fuck around and find out at my house. Exactly. And don't you think that's a pretty good deterrent? Is it a foolproof deterrent? Absolutely not, because I live in a state with, you know, permitless carry, castle doctrine, all that other shit. I live in a state like that. I live in a community with that. And sure, we don't have the crime other cities with wild, ridiculous gun control laws have, but I mean, there was a shooting at some club that killed 4 people and injured 20 people in a open carry, concealed carry, permitless carry, whatever state. It still happens. Listen, having the capability. Hold on, guys, just 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. I got a call came in. What state do I live in? South Carolina. There's no Qatar base. It's not a base, but they're building a facility. They're building a training facility in Idaho. So they're going to have a facility within an existing base. But the bottom line is Grand Rising Bethany. Salute to you, Queen. Yeah, Queen Sister Camera. I'm sorry that happened to you, but no, they didn't show on my end. I'm sorry that happened. That's that's some nonsense. There was a story of a guy in that area, not sure what state, but the victim took one step back. He went to jail for homicide. That's crazy. If he was defending himself. Yeah, Tanya D. I mean, and that's how it should be, right? The end 1990. Don't come here, fuck around and find out. Yeah, that's how it should be. But see, when the government cripples you and puts these things in place so that you can't do that, right? Like, assault weapons bans and, you got to do a background check to get ammunition and all that nonsense. I mean, listen, it just makes it very discouraging for people who's willing to go to the lengths to protect themselves in the first place. It just makes it very discouraging. Like 10-day waiting periods. Oh, you can't buy this Glock. You can't buy this. You can't buy that. You can't buy that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't get a magazine with more than 10 rounds in it. It's just, it's bullshit. So that's just what it is, y'all. But anyway, I just want you guys to think about it. You might agree and appreciate what Donald Trump is doing, putting the troops on the ground in the United States. But it's not a good thing. It's not a good look. It's not a good precedent. We don't want that to happen, right? We want the people to be able to protect themselves, and we want the troops to focus on any enemies, external enemies that may come for us, right? And then when the need arises, when the threat becomes too great for the people, use them then as well. That's why you have the National Guard. The National Guard is there to protect the state, right? Yes, it says any enemy, foreign and domestic, but we have to realize that the abuse of these things is not good, right? So it doesn't matter who is abusing their power. Doesn't matter if it's Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Obama. If they're abusing their power, they're abusing their power. And guess what? Anybody that has this much power is going to abuse it. Point blank and period. But yes, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you hit the like button and all that good stuff, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sharing if you shared, and thank you for listening. Thank you for your disagreements. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate that. And we'll see what happens, guys. Queen Sister Cam, don't forget to email me, freedomsmarch80@gmail.com. I don't know why they didn't put that super chat through, but that's crazy. Anyway, much love. Y'all be safe out there, right? Keep your head on the swivel. Stay frosty. Be forever vigilant in safeguarding your freedoms. Well, the ones that you can enjoy. All right. So much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom.